Hello again. This is day 3 of our Exodus journey, our Lenten journey, and we are remembering the journey that the Israelites had with Moses as they left Egypt and went through the wilderness to the Promised Land. It took them 40 years. We're going to go through this story in 40 days, the season of Lent. So maybe again, we want to ask, why is it that we do this? Why talk about the Exodus story? Why is it so important? Well, we remember that the Exodus story isn't just about the people of Israel. And we talked about this last time. In the Bible, it says that there are many connections between the modern day church and the Old Testament people of God. And we went through some of those before. And it's not just a connection on a large level. It's not just that the whole church is connected with the whole people of Israel. You and I have a personal connection with the Exodus journey as well. St. Paul makes this really clear. He says that each of us, when we got baptized, it's like we went through our own Red Sea experience. And we joined with the Israelites in crossing through the Red Sea, and we began our march with God's people into the Promised Land. So this isn't just a story about how the church connects with the people of Israel. It's a story about how you and I connect as well, and how we also go through our own Exodus journey. We also experience liberation when we read the story of the Exodus, when we think about how that impacts our lives. The story of the Exodus didn't begin with Moses. It actually started a long time earlier. It started with Abraham, Genesis 15:12-16. As the sun was going down, a deep sleep fell upon Abraham, and a deep and terrifying darkness descended upon him. Then the Lord said to Abraham, "Know this for certain, that your offspring shall be aliens in a land that is not theirs, and shall be slaves there, and they shall be oppressed for 400 years. But I will bring judgment on the nation that they serve, and afterward they will come out with great possessions. As for yourself, you shall go to your ancestors in peace. You shall be buried in a good old age, and they shall come back here in the 4th generation, for the iniquity of the Amorites is not yet complete." And this promise is reaffirmed in Genesis chapter 50. Here it says, "So Joseph remained in Egypt, he and his father's household, and Joseph lived 110 years. Joseph saw Ephraim's children to the 3rd generation. The children of Machir, son of Manasseh, were also born on Joseph's knees. Then Joseph said to his brothers, 'I'm about to die, but God will surely come to you and bring you up out of this land to the land that he swore to give to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob.' So Joseph made the Israelites swear, saying, 'When God comes to you, you shall carry up my bones from here.' And Joseph died, being 110 years old. He was embalmed and placed in a coffin in Egypt." So in these two stories, in Genesis, not in Exodus, in Genesis, we see that already God had spoken to the Israelites about the fact that they would be set free from Egypt in the future, that God would bring them to the Promised Land. So the story about the Exodus didn't start in the book of Exodus, as we see. It started in Genesis. It started when God made a promise to the Israelites that he was going to get them out of slavery. And so that's why our symbol for this day is a rock. When God makes a promise to us, we can count on it. It's as solid and as firm as a rock. And if this rock was bigger, we'd be able to stand on this promise because we know that it would be something that we could count on.